I'm Enrique Latoison, your 3-minute lawyer. This video is brought to you by Commentary Creations. Well, the first thing I want to say is it's been a long summer. It's been a while since you heard from me. I've actually been very busy with a couple really important cases, kind of taking me away from being able to do these videos. Also, we have this shirt, Dill with it. This is actually my son's pickle business. Dill with it, coat and pickles, actually really good pickles. But anyway, today we're here to talk about Bryan Kohberger and what is going on with this case. Well, a lot has happened since the last time you heard from me. Let's start off by saying that, right now they're in the middle of motions practice. And when you do a trial, the big important part about a trial is, things are going to be filed back and forth by the district attorney's office and the defense attorneys. They're going to file all kinds of motions. And when you file these motions, which here in America you have a right to file any motion, it's up to the judge to determine whether or not they're going to grant that motion or they're going to deny that motion. So the first thing that's happened since the last time, which is a pretty big deal, is the prosecution gave a formal notice of the death penalty. So Idaho actually has a pretty unique rule that anybody that's convicted of first-degree murder can be put to death or get life in prison. And so, but you have to give notice to the other side. And prosecution has done what they're supposed to do. They've given notice to the defense and they've said they are going to seek the death penalty in this case. Because of aggravating factors, the multiple people that were killed in this case, and basically just pretty much the heinous loss of life. We all know whenever there's a death penalty case that it always leads to years and years of appeal. And for that reason, some states don't even want to do death penalty cases no matter how heinous the crime is, because they don't want to be tied up in years of appeals. But Idaho is exercising their right to go here with a death penalty. And now, of course, the defense starts coming back and they're swinging. They're basically saying that the prosecution is using DNA, which is kind of going through genealogy and different things, basically saying that their DNA and what they have in this case isn't everything it's cracked up to be. They're basically saying that the prosecution in this case is using kind of, weird science in trying to get DNA in this case. Also, which is really interesting in this case, is the defense is hinting on that they will be using some sort of alibi defense. And the prosecution is also trying to file a motion saying, we want to know what the alibi defense is now. However, the defense has a right to keep their mouth shut. They have a right, basically your Fifth Amendment right, not to say anything. And they do not have to explain everything to the prosecution because they may not end up using the alibi defense. So basically what you do is you say there may be an alibi defense. Now, if you intend to use an alibi defense, at some point you do have to disclose that to the prosecution because they have to have the ability to defend that alibi defense. So there's a lot going on here, and it's basically a big game of chess between both sides here, trying to outmaneuver the other side. Another thing is, trial was supposed to be October 2nd. Anybody that follows these kind of cases knows trial was never going to be October 2nd. Trial's not probably going to be for another year or so. This is a death penalty case, and you can best believe that a lot of motions are going to be filed about every single subject, including everything to jury selection, to what is allowed to be heard and what is allowed to be said, and experts. And I would expect that a trial wouldn't take place at least for another year or maybe even 2 from now. Another good tactic by the prosecution is to give a lot of discovery to the defense. If you can bury the other side in discovery and some of the information that you're going to use at trial as a prosecutor is hidden in that evidence, and I shouldn't say hidden in a bad way, but it's buried in that evidence, well, it's kind of up to the defense to be able to go through all of that. So the defense in this case has already indicated they've been given a lot of discovery, a lot of information from the prosecution. So in the end, what's going on right now is everything to be expected. Both sides are hitting back and forth with different motions. Both sides are kind of accusing each other or maybe not doing everything correctly. The defense is saying that you didn't give me enough discovery or you're using DNA that really isn't good DNA. The prosecution is saying, hey, if you're using alibi, you need to know, you need to tell us now so we can try to refute that. And in the end, everything that's taking place right now is just getting ready for the big fight that's going to take place in this trial. Enrique Latoison, your 3-minute lawyer.